Greetings everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope today finds you doing well. I'm Lady Starfire and today I want to talk to you about dedications and self-initiation. So basically what this is for someone who is solitary and you have decided that the craft is your way of life, paganism. And since you're not part of a coven to be initiated into, you want to do a self-initiation. You want to make a dedication. Now, those are two separate things, but they can be incorporated, okay? So, that being said, grab your pen and paper. Also, I am putting a PDF link down in the description. So it is this, and I'm going to go straight down it for you, but you may want to, add some more notes because this is just kind of a basic thing, and I will discuss, each thing a little bit further. So if you need a little more details or something, then you can make your notes based on, what we talk about today. So if you haven't already, click that pause for a second and go grab your pen and paper because that's one for today. And if you want to go ahead and print this out first to kind of follow along, then that would be great too. So anyway, and while you're clicking things, go ahead and hit the subscribe if you didn't and the like button. And then, go ahead and share it. And then once we get done, leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. Okay. So anyway, all right. So I'm going to assume that you've paused and come back. And so here we go. Okay. So, and I printed this small, so I'm probably going to need glasses. Because like I said, I wanted to do this exactly because I laid this out as an outline for you. So I want to make sure that I don't skip anything or add anything that's not there without it being just in discussion. So, all right. So here we go. All right. So basically, for some definition, an initiation makes you part of something. Okay. So, if you're initiated into a coven, then you're becoming a part of or a member of that coven. It's kind of like sororities and stuff like that in college. You get initiated in. Most of those are hazings, and I hate them. But a true initiation simply is a ceremony that makes you a part of something. Okay, so and those can all be different. A dedication is when you are committing to something and you make a promise or a vow or, whatever that you are going to do XYZ. Okay. So, let's get into the meat of it. Okay. So, all right. So we have number one, ask yourself, which one are you doing? Okay. Are you dedicating yourself to something specific, or are you initiating yourself into a specific path or something? Okay. So, are you dedicating yourself to a specific goddess, a specific tradition or whatever, or are you self-initiating yourself into a specific path, tradition, whatever? Okay. And I mean, there's different things out there, and some of them, like you can't really honestly self-initiate yourself into the Gardnerian path or the Alexandrian path. Okay. Those are very specific. And if you go around claiming to be one of those, but was not actually initiated into a coven of those specific traditions, you'll get lambasted. So just so you know, there are certain things that you're better off not to do because those particular groups, and I'm sure there's other ones, I just happen to know about those two specific ones, will just blast you, how dare you, yada yada. Okay, so yeah, don't do those types of specific paths. Make it more a path of Wicca, Druidism, Norse, Egyptian, those sorts of pantheon paths as opposed to specific named things. Okay, so all right, next is Ask yourself, why are you doing it? Okay? You've got to be serious about this. It's not something that is just the in thing to do, okay? Because, well, all my friends in high school are claiming to be witches and Wicca and whatever, so I just want to do it too. No, this is not one of those things, okay? This is not a fad. It's not like what, the new shoe is or new style of pants or a new hairdo or whatever. This isn't that. This is a way of life, okay? This isn't something that we just do or that is just cool or whatever. This is an everyday, 24/7, 365, 66 on leap year way of life, okay? If it's just something that you think is cool and your friends are doing it, so you want to do it too, go do something else, okay? You have to be serious about this. There are consequences if you just go do it and then don't complete it, but we'll get into that part in there, okay? So, yeah, think about it. So these numbers here are things that you should be filling in the blank. No, I didn't put blanks on here. That's what your other paper's for, okay? Fill in the blank. Answer the question. I want you to actually, this is something you are considering, I want you to answer each of these questions. I want you to write it down. I want you to think about your answer. If you can't answer it right now, that's okay. It just means it's not time yet. Figure out the answer to the question, okay? And then write it down. And get, all the way through. And then you'll know if you're ready or if it's something that you even want to do or not. Okay? There's no rules that say you have to. To walk this path, walk the pagan path, there are no rules that say you have to dedicate, you have to self-initiate, or you have to be initiated into a coven, or any of those things. There are no rules that say any of this has to happen, okay? This is something that if someone's not part of a coven, tends to like to do because it gives them that thing, all right? It's kind of like in the Christians, they get baptized or something, okay? It's supposed to mean something. I know in a lot of them what it means is you're now a member of the church and they expect their tithes, which is not nice. But anyway, it's supposed to be something spiritual, okay? Like I said, it's not an in thing to do. It's something for you, but it's a spiritual thing, not a religious thing. It's a spiritual thing, and it has to do with you connecting to your path, to the walk that your life is going to go on, okay, and how you're going to live your life. All right, that's what this is all about. So if it's any of the other things that, it's just, I just thought it might be cool, you might as well not even bother watching the video, okay? But if it's something that you're serious about, and you're solitaire, and this is something that you really want to do, then keep watching, keep taking your notes, learn, and you'll know what to do, okay? So this is what I do is I teach, right? All right. Okay. Next is number 3, okay? For those of you that are actually following along. How are you going to do this? Okay? So, in what manner are you going to do this self-initiation or dedication? Okay? Are you going to have a ritual? If so, do you know how to do a ritual? Okay? If you don't, I do have a video on writing your own rituals. Okay? That may help you some. But this is all about you on this one. Okay? There's no real right or wrong or whatever about it. Well, sort of. It's about you. All right? And we'll get into a little bit more of that, a little bit in there. So, you need to figure out, how am I going to do this? Okay? All right. Or at least, for right now, write down what you think you're going to do. Are you going to try to do a ritual? That's up to you. Okay, number 4. What path are you dedicating or self-initiating yourself into? All right. And I think this will probably get repeated later, but just remember that just because you do this now, it doesn't mean that you can't change it later. Maybe you meet a group of people and decide to get initiated into their coven. That doesn't change your self thing, okay? Your self path, your solitaire path, is separate and different from a coven path, okay? They're not the same thing. A lot of people think you give up being a solitaire to be part of a coven or a group, and you don't, okay? And anybody that tells you that you have to, you don't really want to be part of that group. Now, my thing on it is, yes, I mean, you need to have similar ideas, otherwise it's going to clash a lot. But, when you're in the coven circle, you do things the coven way. When you're in your circle, you do things your way. Okay? Like I said, they need to have a similar balance to them. So, it'd be really hard for you to, say, be Wiccan, just, normal Wiccan over here, and try being Norse or Druid or something over here, okay, or vice versa. It's going to make it really kind of difficult if you have conflicting things, or maybe you're trying to do Egyptian stuff on your solitaire and Norse over here. It's going to get confusing, and it's going to be a little hard because your Egyptian gods or goddesses are going to try to follow you into this Norse coven circle over here. And it's just not going to go well. So anyway, once again, it is okay. There's nothing wrong with that later, but let's just focus on this. Okay. This is why I'm going to follow this, because you know me, I can go off into some, other things. Okay. So number 5, what are you going to promise in your dedication? Okay. Be careful on this one, all right? Do not make promises that you cannot keep, you may not keep, will not keep, okay? It can be very detrimental. There will be consequences. I'm just telling you, all right? If you sit there and you do dedication, and what your promise is, you're going to go out every single day and feed the hungry. You may not be able to. What if you're sick? What if you don't have the money? What if you can't find any? I mean, there are a lot of what ifs there, all right? So you cannot promise that you will do this every single day. Don't promise that you're going to go to the gym every day, or you're only going to eat certain types of food every day. Don't promise things that you cannot keep. Okay? You can promise that you will show honor and dedication to them in some manner every day. Make sure you don't forget. Don't say I'm going to light a candle in honor every day, and then one day you don't have any candles and you can't do it because now you've broken your promise. Okay? Don't say you're going to do anything specific every day that you can't do. I'm going to be the best person that I can be. I'm going to do my best to help others. Okay? I'm going to do my best, okay, at honoring. Okay? Whatever it is, you're better off to say, I'm going to do my best to do these things, every day when possible, as often as possible, but I'm going to, now even doing that, don't think you can get away with just every 6 months or whatever, okay? You have to make it an effort every day, if possible, okay? So, really think about, dedication promises. All right. That is definitely not one that you want to take lightly. All right. Be very careful on this and be very, really think about your wording before you ever get there. Okay. So, all right. Number 6 is design your ritual. Make it your own. Okay. Don't just use something you found in a book or on the internet. All right. And remember now, a ritual does not necessarily have to be in a circle. Okay. We're going to get into that. A ritual is something that you do. Whether it's something a ritual is something you do every day. Every morning I get up, I fix my coffee. Okay. That's a ritual. Actually, I have other things I do before I ever get to my coffee, but that's part of my morning ritual that I do every day. Okay. So a ritual does not necessarily have to be done within a circle, but that's just, but whatever ritual it is that you're going to do, because it does require some form of a ritual when you do this. Okay. So number 1, this is under your ritual. All right. In designing it. What is the purpose of your ritual? What do you hope to get out of it? Okay. So your purpose is going to be to self-initiate, dedicate, one or the other, both. Okay. You're going to want to write down as far as what is the purpose, and what are you hoping to get out of it? I mean, what are you hoping that the outcome is going to be? Okay. Are you hoping that when it's done, you're going to go, oh, wow, I'm a witch. And I got all these powers. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Okay. What are you hoping for? Any initiation that I have ever been through, whether it's an actual initiation, whether it's some level up that, happened within my life, I notice things. I just notice things look different, feel different. Okay. Does that mean that you will? Maybe not. I hope you do. If it's done properly, then yes, you should feel different. But what different is for you? Okay. What are you hoping to get out of it? Please don't set yourself up for failure. Okay. Because saying, like I said, that you're just going to feel all powerful and all everything and all of your, psychic centers and your clairs are all going to open up and it's just going to be amazing. That's not what this is about. Okay. So don't set yourself up for failure. But do figure out, what do you hope to get out of it? So this means, goes back to why you're doing this. Okay. So let's work on that one. All right. So number 2, once again, what are you promising? Be careful on this. We talked about that already. But you're going to write, remember, we're writing all this down. We're filling in the blanks. Okay? What are you promising? Check it several times. Number 3, who are you calling and making this promise to in this ritual? Okay? Who are you doing this for or to? Are you calling on a god, a goddess? Are you calling on elements, fairies, dragons, gargoyles? Who are you dedicating yourself to, or what? Okay. These are all things that you need to think about. Are you? Is it just the universe? Is it Mother Earth, Father Sky? Just you need to know. Or is it just anybody that might be listening? That can be very dangerous. Because you might have a demon out there that's just going, oh, hey, okay, You promised me. Okay? That is not one that you want. Okay? So, you need to decide these things ahead of time so that you can be specific on, who you're talking to. All right? Because we don't want to just throw some of this stuff out there willy-nilly. Okay? Because you just never know who might step up and you may not like it. So, all right. Number 4, are you choosing a particular path to initiate into or just the craft in general? Okay. Are you, as we talked about before, certain ones you really can't just choose, all right? But, there are plenty of things out there that you can, that don't have strict rules and, are you just simply choosing paganism, the craft? A lot of people say witchcraft. Well, witchcraft is actually an action, not a thing. Okay. So we need a noun here. So what type, what are you attracted to? What is your calling? I mean, do you like, the Egyptians? Do you like the Norse, the Celtic, Sumerian? Be careful going back that far if you're new. Okay. So, the Greek, what are you attracted to? What type of path do you want to dedicate yourself to? If you don't know this, then you're not ready yet and you need to do more research. But this outline still helps you get ready. Okay? Because what you write down there is research, paths, pantheons, gods, goddesses, all these different things, okay, to help you to figure out, what it is that you're trying to dedicate or self-initiate yourself into, okay? So, all right. Next is write your statement of intent, okay, because we've gotten all these other things done, and now we have our statement of intent. Now, this can be done as something that you're just going to read aloud, something that you turn into a chant, maybe it's a song, maybe it's something that you're going to read and burn, whatever, okay? It doesn't matter how you do that part as long as it feels good to you. What you write down matters, okay? So, once again, be careful what you promise, but write down your intent. Why are you doing this? Okay, this is your intent. All right. I want to feel reborn and putting my old life behind me, and I want to walk the path of paganism where I love all of nature and I don't believe in harming and whatever. Okay. I mean, I'm not telling you to use those words. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of an idea on what your statement of intent is. What is your intention for doing this whole process? Okay. And it can't be because Lady Starfire said so, because I don't say so. So you do it if you need to or you want to. If this makes you feel good, then it's a good thing to do. And if you're solitaire, a lot of times it's a really good thing to do. All right. So choose a time that is best for you. Okay. My suggestion is always to do things on or as near to just after the new moon. You don't want to do it before the new moon. You want to do it with the new moon, like I said, on that day or within a day or two after the new moon. Because that's a time of new beginnings, and that's what this is. This is a new beginning, okay? I mean, now some people like to do it with the Sabbats or with maybe their birthday, and that, it makes it easier for them to remember. Of course, you should have all this written down. This all goes in your book of shadows, okay? This is something that, I mean, if you already have a book of shadows, you can add it to that, or you can start you a new book of shadows that has to do with your life after your dedication. Maybe have that more as a personal thing as opposed to the one that you put your spells and rituals and all that other stuff in. Also, be sure that you write down, have your list of everything that you do in this, okay? Because you need to know. So in case something goes wrong somewhere along the lines, you can go back and figure out what, you maybe did wrong somewhere. So always do that. But as I was saying, just simply choose your time. Make sure that you set it up and you already know that this is what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, and people know to leave you alone. Turn off cell phones, all that stuff. All right, number 7, set up your space. Are you casting a circle or are you just having a special place? Okay. If you're wanting to cast a circle, do you know how to properly cast a circle? If you don't do it. Just set you up a sacred space. Okay. Do not try to cast a half-ass circle. All right. You either know how to cast a circle or you don't. All right. And yes, I know I haven't made that video yet. I'm trying. I'm working on it because I really didn't want to just put it out here for everybody. But I'm working on figuring out a way to put one out here that teaches you a proper way to do it without just, there's just certain things I don't want to put out. So anyway, but on this, if you don't know how to cast a circle, don't. Make sure you know how to set up a sacred space. All right. If you don't, you need to learn that one. All right. Basically cleanse your area there. Okay. And deem it as a sacred space. All right. I don't know if I made a video on that one or not. Maybe I need to. I think I did. When I talked about different types of circles and stuff, I think I did talk about creating sacred space. All right. So anyway, if it's not a circle, then, like I said, create a sacred space, figure out things that mean something to you that go along with the occasion, okay? And have those things there, all right, as part of it, whether you're having candles or statues or, whatever. How are you going to dress? All of those things, okay? Make all of it important. It's not just something you go, okay, well, I guess I'm going to go do my self-initiation. No. This needs to be special. This is something you prepare for like you would your wedding. I mean, not near as stressful, but, it's important, okay? Once again, if you're not going to take it serious, don't do it, okay? Just don't do it, But if it's something that's important to you, then you're going to take all the steps, and you're going to make it there, I mean, your attire could be a ritual robe. That's perfect, okay? Ritual jewelry, some special things, just whatever works for you, all right, to make it special. Yeah. You might want to be sky-clad. Just make sure you're in a safe place if you do, okay? Don't do that outside where you could go to jail. All right, number 8. You need to prepare for an offering, okay? If you're making any kind of a dedication, really with the self-initiation, okay? Because in circle, we always have an offering, usually some of the wine and cakes, okay? But you can use wine and cakes. You could have some sort of gift, depends on who you're calling too. You could have something that you're leaving behind, okay? This happens a lot in different rites of passage. There's something from the old part that gets left behind as we move forward, okay? So, it could be a lot of different types of things. That's up to you on what it is, that you're going to use as that offering, and like I said, it goes back to who you are, dedicating and doing all this stuff for, okay? But, whatever it is, make sure that it's something you can do. Like if you're going to do like one of the religions does and they give up stuff for Lent or whatever, don't list something that you can't, actually follow through with, okay? So let's just make sure that it's something that you can actually do, okay? All right, so next is number 9. Make sure that you are doing this for you. Once again, I can't say that one enough. Make sure that you're going to be dedicated to this path, whatever path it is you're choosing, okay? That you are making the promise to. All right, just make sure. You know, once again, it doesn't mean that you can't change to another path later on, but I would recommend that if you're going to do a self-initiation and dedication, that it be for at least a year. Well, technically a year and a day. I think I put a year on here, but everything we do is a year and a day. And have that set before you do anything else, okay? Before you go trying to change to anything else, you know, if somebody's like, oh, come join our coven, I'm going to have X number of months before I can do that, okay? Because I've already done a self-initiation, self-dedication that I'm going to do this for a year and a day. Yeah. So if you don't specify, then I guess you can do whatever you want. But I know for us, when we teach, it's, you know, at least a year and a day commitment. Because if you can't commit to that amount of time, then you can't move forward. You know, at least not within our teachings that we do here. It's like there's people that want Paul to, you know, teach them the draconic path. Because he found that people weren't dedicated with that path. You really got to be dedicated. He got to where he would no longer take on a student unless they had completed my first year classes. If they made it through my first year classes and showed that dedication, then he felt like they would be dedicated enough to then go on and learn that path. Okay? So, you know, if you're going to do this, tell yourself, tell the powers that be that you're dealing with, that you're dedicating to doing this for, you know, at least a year and a day. At the end of that time, you can decide whether you want to change or whether you want to re-up that, you know, or whether you want to just continue and it just kind of extends itself at that point. Okay, so yeah, but yes, in here, I do believe I only listed a year. I did, at least a year, but it's really a year and a day. Okay, so, all right. Remember the words. You are responsible for everything you think, say, or do. Okay? And if it harm none, do as you will. Follow these and you will do well. Okay? Now, my little disclaimer on here is, unless you're choosing a darker path, and then those sayings probably don't quite work for you, but I don't recommend that anyway. I don't teach about that sort of thing. I don't recommend it. This is for people that are wanting to walk a light path and better their life, better their learning and grow and that sort of thing. Okay, because the other, you know, it just comes back and bites you, and it just really don't recommend it. So anyway, I hope all you understand all this. And like I said, there will be a link to the PDF in the description so that you can print all of this out. Hope you took some notes on the extra stuff I just added in, because this is just an outline. That's all it is. Everybody always wants an outline. A lot of people don't give them. I like to give you an outline when possible. You know, that just gives you, you know, kind of something to follow so you don't miss a step that's important. Okay, so anyway, I hope this helps and I hope you enjoy it. And if you choose to do these, you know, one, both, whichever, I hope you get out of it everything that you're needing in your life and that you're hoping for. Okay, and anyway, and if you liked my video, please be sure to click that like button and share it with somebody or a bunch of somebodies. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you need extra help, You can leave me a comment. If it's something simple, I'll put it in there. If it's something a lot more detailed, I may tell you to contact me, off of that. It just depends on the question and whether or not I feel like it's something that can be put in there. If it's something that's going to be more personal, then I'm going to prefer you to maybe send me a private message on Facebook through my Charlotte's Mystical webpage. And that way I can give you more personal, response and help instead of just kind of general out there for everybody. Now, if it's a generalized question, maybe it's something you feel like I missed, pop it down there. I'll be happy to, expand on something, or if you didn't understand something good, maybe somebody else didn't either. So ask me. I'll be happy to clarify. Okay. So anyway, once again, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate the ones that have clicked that join button down there and supporting my channel. I think they even have things called super likes or something that you can do for, those that may not want a monthly thing, that maybe just want to pop up something because you appreciate the information. And I appreciate you. So, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this one, and let me know anything that I can do to further help you. And until the next time, everyone, blessed be and happy self-initiation. So, see ya.